Hello, and welcome to Dragon's Dogma. Well, everyone has decided that we are to travel to the Shadow Fort. We're going to infiltrate and destroy the goblin occupiers. To do that, we're going to need more men. Now, we have Hannah the Ranger, dressed like a duchess. And we're going to see why I'm bringing her a bit later.
These stairs serve as a useful route.
Yes, quite useful stairs. And I'm gonna need some muscle, so I'm gonna go to the rift and find myself a warrior.
So this is the pond.
Business with the guild,
Yes,
sir?
I have business with a rock. And I find us a warrior
Yes,
named
Arisen?
Snorlax. He's
I am honored to
fairly
travel with you.
hideous, quite goony. No neckbeard though, but he does have a big hammer.
This is a place quite restful
Business
to
with the
my
guild,
heart.
sir?
Be they man or pawn, 'tis hard to do aught alone.
Yes, very hard to work alone.
You can summon pawns as necessary.
Now, one thing I forgot to mention last time was skeletons are weak to hammers, to blunt weapons. Warriors have two-handed hammers. I believe fighters have some one-handed hammers. If not, it's Mystic Knights.
Well,
This
hello.
inn can
And
serve
I believe staves as well.
I hear congratulations are due, friend. Appointed to the hunt, are you? Come again
I
soon.
take care of some inventory management there. Next, we pay a visit to Caxton. Upgrade our equipment.
Me, I've no love of magic and its kind. Iron and steel honed to an edge. That's all a man really
Yeah.
needs. The master works all, you can't go
Caxton
wrong.
doesn't sell magic items.
I hear you've become, what was it? Arisen. Important, aren't you
yes.
now? Such a post must come with benefits, hmm? Gold and jewels and the
Plenty.
like.
None for you, though. Now, while we're going to the Shadow Fort, we might as well escort someone there. And we're looking here. The two escorts that require the Shadow Fort are Captain Mercedes and Sir Byrne. And, well, that's an easy choice right there. Sir Byrne, of course. We love you, Sir Byrne. Oh my god, Sir Byrne!
Well met, sir.
Well met.
Grasp the trick of commanding
I'm
pawns, have
getting the
you?
hang of it.
Do not try to force your every thought upon them. Rather, guide the current of their actions. That is the key. 'Tis a hard thing to sense ere you grow used to it, I'll grant you. But once you come to see those currents, you'll find a wealth of new tactics in your arsenal.
Right there, Sir Byrne is pretty much telling us to
humans certainly do make a lot of expression.
focus on their
This way leads all to the
inclinations. Not on ordering them what to do, but focus their inclinations on what you want them to do. And from there, they'll use the tactics provided them. And here's our A-team.
Leave it to me,
We even got Sir Byrne coming along. Yes!
Mild weather year-round.
Now, there's the trail that we could go. Up the mountain trail. Down Mamamia Trail. Past the mountain bandits. Over the valley. It's a pain. So we're going to take a shortcut through the ancient quarry. Now, it's a bit of a walk to get to the quarry, but nothing like the full journey would be if we went around the mountain. But there are distractions on the way regardless.
Castle walls?
Turn out your pockets and be quick about it!
Look at that asshole. He just used, I believe it's called Explosive Charge and Biting Wind. The charge will stun any group that's within it. And the Biting Wind allows you to run back and forth, doing damage each time. And the higher the skill, the more times and faster you can do it. It gets very anime. But, yeah, those are both Strider and Assassin
I shall
skills.
restore your health. Hold on.
Kinda useful, but some monsters are immune to it, so... I like implicate more. It works on just about everything, except for very large ones. Moving on, we run into a small group of goblins that eventually becomes a big group. But let's see how our pawns work together.
Careful, a goblin! Monsters are
Love
risen!
peppering them. Yeah. Ranger and Strider pawns, like their Strider bandit counterparts, like to place arrows in monsters' domes. Yes. Oh, I love it. Just those headshots send them flying. It's wonderful. Yeah, they always prioritize headshots. Here's a fairly big goblin. He has a crown. It's one of the highest level goblins, I believe. In this part of the game, anyway. They're pretty durable, but you know, light them on fire and they scramble like the rest of them. About a dozen goblins left. We watch the final one burn to death, with most likely exploding eyeballs. Always a treat. But here we are at the entrance to the ancient quarry. Quarry? Ah, I'll never say it right.
Years of mining has given this place
Hell yeah, kickflip. Kicking rad flips. As you can see, I purchased a dodge roll and the double jump for Strider class. It's a core skill, so it's always active, so long as you are that class. And all that for a scholar's cape. How dull. And then I break my shins. But lucky we have Mr. Satan here to kiss our boo-boos. Make them feel better. And here we have a merchant with a problem.
This passage.
Oh, hello. As you can like tell from the look of me, I'm at my wit's end. I've need to travel south through this mine, but the accursed gate won't budge. Despite the dangers, I came this way hoping to shorten my journey. Some shortcut, eh? 'Tis a fine waste of time if the gate cannot be lowered. Do you mean that? You'll see it opened? Aye, 'twould be a most welcome boon. But are you so certain you can make it so? You do
Holy shit.
of sort, I'll warrant.
Holy shit. Yeah, for some reason, only monsters can move during a
Well,
conversation.
friend, what news? I will admit 'tis a small comfort to see a seasoned traveler vexed as I was. 'Tis a jest, friend. I know it for a brazen request, and dangerous what's more. Still, my livelihood hangs in the balance. I must have the gate opened, and you're as like to succeed as any. I wish you good luck.
He walked that joke back pretty quick after he remembered that we're a bunch of armed psychopaths with dead robot pawn people with their dead eyes. I need to sort a bit. It's a bit dark in the quarry. So in we go. Now, the quarry has a pretty large array of creatures, but they're only here during this quest. Once we complete it, it's a fairly safe area. We start out, we have rats, snakes. It's just a big monster grab bag.
Treasure, perhaps?
I'll take that.
Annoying. Tedious rats. The most tedious part is the pawns don't do anything about them for the most part.
I see a gate closed fast.
Yes.
We'll like to find some mechanism to open it.
This pretty much teaches us how to use the gates. We need enough weight to stand on the mechanism to get it to go down. Once it's all the way down, the gate opens. And that's why the merchant couldn't do it himself. It's just him. But there's also another reason why the merchant couldn't do it, and we're going to see that fairly soon. I finally get the jump on a snake. Oh, it feels so good.
What's this?
God, it's a pain when they jump at you. Now, key items when they're in dungeons are typically surrounded by that swirling light you saw. It's to make them stand out a bit more. Typically, those are the items you need to progress.
What's that?
But this one's not quite so necessary. It pretty much unlocks an alternate path that you can take if you want to just get through and not quite finish the quest yet. But yeah, I teach the pawns to mine for me. I let Snorlax pick up a pickaxe. Trying to get him and Mr. Satan to mine for me. Come on, guys. Come on. There you go. Alright. Fantastic. It's typically best to let your pawns mine because, well, ore is heavy and pawns can carry a bunch of junk. The reason your character will most likely have more weight than the pawns is because you want to have all the consumable items on you. Otherwise the pawns will just blow through them all first chance they get, so kind of have to hoard them. Pick up empty flasks, they're always welcome. And I'm going to fill them with a fairly useful concoction that we will see next video, but I go out of my way to find it. And we find, now we got bandits in here. Luckily, none of the bandits are really as durable as the group on that mountaintop. That fighter bandit on that mountaintop was just so goddamn surly. Yeah, we make short work of them.
I'll take that.
Skulls are always welcome, as you'll see. Sorcerer bandit. A nerd! And another warrior. Sir Byrne is cool because he's a warrior type NPC, and he does quite a bit of damage. Always welcome. God damn, and that snake fucking destroyed that wooden box. Good lord. And Snorlax picked up something here that's fairly useful. It's Ogre Strategy Volume 2. You will find these scrolls occasionally in the game that give you strategies for monsters. And you can use these scrolls and they will teach your pawn a little nugget of information about that monster. As you'll see here, your pawns have gained the knowledge, so they now know a certain tactic.
I've gained some new insight.
Yeah, so both Mr. Satan and Hannah learned something new from that scroll, which is always good.
What's that?
So you can teach pawns things without having to show them it firsthand. It's fairly useful. Like you'll find some on undead, or saurians, or even the dragon itself.
Watch the ogre doesn't see you.
I've learned of this area.
Snorlax, Snorlax just taught Mr. Satan something, that there is an ogre ahead. And, I don't know, I guess Snorlax can sense other large mammals, I guess. Who knows?
What's that?
He also picked up that journal entry, and that's for a later quest, but that's the 5th and final entry. We'll find the others, they're scattered throughout the land. I gotta pick up the festival pies.
I'll take that.
This door is a little bit of a shortcut to avoid the ogre. There's a path around that way. And it also lets people come through if they are coming from the other direction. Because there's a gate ahead. And the switch to open it is only on this side. So if they come from the other side, they can use that door to get through as well. But here's the other reason why the merchant couldn't get through here himself. 3 ogres have moved into this cave. Luckily we only fight one at a time. And as you can see, the ogre started out right away getting incredibly horny because it spotted Hannah. Yeah, when they see a female, they will go straight for them. I try and use the festival pies to blind the ogre, but ogres are a little resistant, so I think I could blind it, but it would take too many pies to be worth it. So we just do it the old-fashioned way. You can see just how durable they are. And here the ogre, yeah, their body flops if it senses someone's on its back. Now, you can use that to your advantage. If you jump off at the right time, the ogre will simply body flop, and then you can smash its face in, because it becomes vulnerable on the ground. Here, I might as well use some of my items to heal myself. Items. Now, when you get healed by a pawn in the healing aura, it only heals the white damage. If you use items, you can put yourself up to full. Oh, man. He's just so damn durable. Even with 5 people. We have 5. We have Sir Burn with us as well, throwing in damage. And he's pretty tough. Even with all that, the ogre is still just punching the shit out of people. Brutal. Just brutal. Even with Sir Burn, he's going to town on it. Yes. And Hannah mentioned something, it's hunger. The ogres, as we'll see here, pick people up and start chewing on them. Like, it's just about to take a bite out of Mr. Satan. But it was standing still, so that gave Snorlax a chance to do a nice big charge attack and finish it off. Mr. Satan's lucky. He'd be missing part of his skull had that ogre taken a big old bite out of crime. But yeah, that's a normal fight against an ogre. And that's with 5 people. Normally you're just going to have you and your pawns. However, there's a way to make ogre fights go a little faster. I'm going to show that off for the next 2 ogres. As it is, we must loot.
This looks interesting.
Now, we found that quarry key. I'll say it right one of these times. We found the quarry key, but all the gates open by switches. So we need to find the door that opens this key. So we go looking. Yes. Oh lord, and there we go. We got zombies. Now, one interesting thing about... Oh god, that was a brutal hit. An interesting thing about the zombies is... Yeah, they will moan. They don't quite realize they're dead. It's very creepy. I have different priorities.
What is that?
But yeah, the undead will moan out lines. They don't realize they're dead yet. Like, I want to go home, or they'll laugh, or say they're very tired. Creepy. Adds a little touch, I think. Pretty nice. Yes, crate destruction. Come on, pawns, get to mining. Come on. Come on. Come on, guys. They're not getting it. Oh well. But yeah, the undead are kind of creepy. Now, the quarry key we found unlocks this door.
I feel familiar with this area now.
Yeah. And this opens into a little rest area. The abandoned mine. So I guess the previous miners would take breaks here. Cook, rest.
Wow, Perhaps the miners come here to rest.
Yes. Thank you, Snorlax. Now, Hannah finds Obliteratrix. It is a magic mace for Mystic Knights, I believe. Let's have a look at it. They get cool maces. Pretty interesting looking. However, I never really got into Mystic Knights. I didn't play them much. I tried, but I don't know. I tried at the end game monsters. If I played them at lower level, I might have learned some techniques and stuff, but it just didn't fit my style when I tried them out. Other people say they're very good, though, so, you know, give them a shot. And, while we're looking at our second door, let's get our Korean word out of the way, and that is moon, or door, or gate. And now you know.
Grasped the trick of commanding pawns, have you?
Hell yeah. And there's the final gate. If we went back to the merchant now, he would tell us we did a good job opening the gates, but there are still ogres inhabiting it, so it's not safe. So we need to clear the mine before it's safe for him. And that's what we're gonna do.
We have triumphed.
I'm stricken with momentary, I don't know, idiocy. I don't know where I'm going. We continue on. And here we hear the second ogre. But he has the high ground. I'm not going to approach him from down here. And he's also got a little pack of spiders. So annoying. How troublesome. But we're going to sneak past the ogre right now, because we don't want to come at him from below. That puts us at a disadvantage, so I'm going to go around him. Now, this side path can only be opened from this side. So if you're coming from the other side of this shortcut, you will have to go past the ogre to get back here. We, however, don't have to. And luckily, that horn does not alert the ogre. A small little pack of goblins. And Snorlax pounds his chest in victory. Yeah, there you go, Snorlax. So now we're going to
What's that?
tackle our second ogre. I'm going to show you a trick that everyone, if you're having trouble with ogres, you should try this. It is quite a help. Now, as you see, the door is locked from one side, barricaded, so we have to open it, and then we can go through. Now, one problem with ogres is they have such high defense. It's very hard to do damage to them. It's like whittling them down. But all these skulls you pick up everywhere inflict curse. Oh god, and he's getting horny. So 3 skulls and you curse them. If you are cursed, you lose stats, as well as taking more damage. Oh gosh, you can see the ogre's blushing because it sees Hannah. But oh, and then it drop kicks her in the face, milady. But ogres can also defend as well, and when you're defending, you have to do a very large strike to break through it. But just look at what this curse has done. The curse melted that ogre. Just brutal. Just so much faster, so much easier.
I'll take that.
So 3 skulls is all it takes. and you can melt ogres yourself. So I believe it increases damage taken, but doesn't decrease their defense. It lowers their stats and increases damage taken, so it's a great boon to fighting ogres. For our third and final ogre, I like to start off the fight with these explosive barrels they have here.
Let's have a look.
A nice little sneak attack, I think. Ugh, so gross. All an ogre needs is a fedora and maybe Cheetos. They look like they have little neck beards. Ugh. Hell yeah, blow that shit up. But, Jesus, explosions everywhere. Getting action Hank in here. And, as you can see here, when an ogre is defending, and you try and cause debilitations, their defense blocks debilitations as well. I throw 2 skulls at them, but they don't affect him at all. And as you can see, when you throw a skull at him, he flashes purple for a second. They flash purple when you're trying to debilitate them. Or green, or whatever the color the debilitation is. So when they're defending, it blocks even debilitations, so that can be trouble. Now look at just how much damage. I try and boil up our ogre so he lights on fire easier. But, God, look, he just melts. Now, keep in mind we have Sir Burn with us, who is quite a boon to damage, but even then, the first ogre took so much longer to kill, and it would have taken even longer without Sir Burn, because he's just so cool. We love you, Sir Burn. But, yeah, let's reload our skull stock a bit. Now, there are some higher level nodes stuffed within this zone. Like you saw, I found gold ore here, which is the first time we've seen that. But there's also a little item hidden up here. Now, chests in this game have a certain item pool that they draw from every time you open it. And we lucked out here. We got some scalding razors. These are magic razors, or magic dagger weapons, enchanted with fire. Permanently enchanted, and you can see it ups my magic by quite a bit. So we do physical as well as magic damage now with these daggers, and they're always enchanted with fire now. Quite nice. But with that out of the way, let's return and inform the merchant.
This passage.
All clear, you say? Happy news, that. You are a wonder, sir.
Hell yeah, I am.
I'll not tarry about then. With this road open, the merchants of the capital will have an easier time bringing in goods from afar. 'Tis a fine thing for sellers and buyers alike, having trade on the rise.
I've learned what to do with this quest now.
Yeah, learn a little bit every day. And now, with that quest completed,
What's that?
Hello, hello.
the quarry is now a safe
Muster up the
zone.
grit, and any place makes a fine storefront.
Little in the way of competition in these parts, besides.
Now, this
Here you
merchant
are.
sells
Today's goods.
some interesting pieces of equipment, unique pieces of equipment. The makers of Dragon's Dogma are fans of the Japanese comic Berserk. And there's a note, we'll need that for, what's-her-face? The woman trader, I can't even remember her name. But, he sells the weapons for Guts and Griffith, the weapons and armor for Guts and Griffith from the Golden Age part of the comic. They are a bit expensive, so I pass them up. And not being a fighter, I can't even use most of them, so. But they're pretty cool, so you can dress your guy up to look like Guts and Griffith. A nice touch. But they're a bit expensive, so I avoid it for now. But yeah, now the quarry is a safe zone, so we can run through it with
Here
infinite
you
stamina.
are. Today's goods.
And we can
Break
shop
on
here,
again soon.
and you'll see some NPCs in there every once in a while. Some random guys walking through.
I recall a spot we may rest is not far from here.
Now, yes, we're going to take Hannah's advice and go find this rest spot. Because you don't want to travel by night early in the game. Yeah. The night is dark and full of terrors. Luckily, it's just Saurians, but quite a few of them. Luckily, just remove the tail and, well, they melt. They go down fairly easily once the tail is down. So, make short work of them and try and make our way out of here. When you leave the quarry from this way, if you go to the left, there will be a rest area. And lots of Saurians in between you and that area.
Take my fire!
Yes. Now, gotta see where's Sir Byrne. Oh god, more Saurians. Just keep running. I'm following the trail on the minimap. It's very hard to see in-game. It's a very thin trail. But this leads us right to where we're going. There's Sir Byrne. Alright, we're set. There's a campfire, thankfully with no goblins dancing around it. Just a merchant and a enlistment corps.
Some walk here, eh?
Yeah,
I was
it's
dispatched
quite a
from the
walk.
capital to aid in your travels, Arisen. I can offer you rest or see unwanted goods safely back to the inn in Grand Soren. 'Tis my pleasure to serve, sir. Aye, 'tis dangerous work, but gladly done for the sake of Grantis and yourself, Arisen. Just name it, sir.
Why, thank you. We're going to do just that. We're going to take a rest, and next video, we're going to infiltrate the fort.